What does it mean? War. A war for some. The war for Ukrainians. Because it's personal. Personal life, personal death during these 2.5 years. No one will ever understand what it is like when an enemy comes to your door and murders half of your family, rapes your wife, and abducts your child until it is your door, your family, and your child. No matter what I say, no matter what I do or show you, you might become afraid eventually and empathic, I hope, but it will be next to impossible for me to make you actually understand what does it mean, what it is like. But what you can understand about this war is that for 2.5 years we Ukrainians have been fighting off ill Soviet ambitions of Russia, solely because we have no choice. This war is existential, and this 2.5 years changed us. It changed our attitude towards many things, and Independence Day, for example, just as well. The attitude changed radically. In 2013, this holiday was the most important for only 12% of Ukrainians, and then for 64% in 2024. It happened because of the war. Our personal tragedies transformed into national understanding. Not any peace is acceptable, but only just and long-lasting one. And you, wherever you live, would understand this exactly the way we did if Russian hordes would have invaded your homeland. So in 2.5 years of that war, we can say the same thing as we've been saying in the first 2.5 weeks of it. Stand with us. Help Ukraine. Protect human rights. Because 2.5 years ago, a time has come to prove these are your personal rights just as well, and nothing is decided yet.
Russia has not yet lost, and Ukraine has not yet won. We know very well that the road to this victory is still a long one and will involve great efforts and sacrifice. But there is no other way. Any attempts to get along with Russia behind Ukraine's back are short-sighted and will lead to an even greater tragedy in the future. There is no going back to the situation from before the 24th of February. There is no return to business as usual with Russia.
Indeed, because hundreds of our children were murdered by Russians. Yes, I say Russians as a nation, as it is exactly their Russian national indifference caused Putin. Just as bacteria and viruses cause disease, Vladimir Putin is a consequence. It were Russians themselves. Putin didn't came from Mars, Russians did to him what they did to Joseph Stalin and other bloodthirsty monsters of their horrific national history of terror. They glorified all of them, turning a great Russian culture into a cult of Russian greatness. And Ukraine is not going to tolerate this cult, because just as in that song, remember, if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. No way.